Hey guys, in this video I'm going to interview a husband and wife, and they have a small baby, and he is over in the United States and she is over here in the Philippines with the baby, and he's trying to bring her over to the United States. Stay tuned. All right, so hello everybody. Today I have Dexter and his wife Maria on with us today, and they have an interesting situation. They've been married, or they are married, and Dexter's in the U.S. and Maria's still in the Philippines, and they have a 1-year-old son. Correct, son? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So welcome, Dexter and Maria. Thank you guys for coming on. And Dexter, where in the U.S. are you?
Well, I live in Anderson, South Carolina.
In South Carolina, okay. And Maria, where in the Philippines are you?
Living in Malabon.
Where's
Malabon around in Metro Manila. Malabon around in Metro Manila.
Okay, very good. So, Dexter, you guys met how long ago?
I was at Clemson University with her husband. Her Uncle Damon is I used to work. I'm an IT systems architect at Clemson University, and her uncle is a professor. Was a professor at Clemson for like 5 or 6 years, and so we got to be friends. And he is a professor. He used to be a professor in engineering and in computer science because he had dual PhDs. But
Wow.
they introduced me to her, and that's how I met Maria.
And before this, had you any interest in the Philippines or dating a girl from the Philippines? Did it ever even cross your mind?
Be honest with you, no, not at all.
Not at all.
My father been to the Philippines quite a bit because he was a naval officer, and I think I was there when I was a kid, very briefly. Wasn't there very long, so I don't remember anything about it.
Gotcha. Okay, so Maria, before you dated Dexter or started talking to Dexter, did you ever think about dating a Western man, a guy from the U.S. or from the West?
No, I totally forget anything for love because I was devastated during the time. So I was thinking, okay, I stop dating, something like that, or you meet new people because I was really devastated in my past relationship. So I don't think so if Dexter comes to my life in that.
Well, I think what she was trying to say was before we met, she was in a very bad relationship, and she was very upset. And when her aunt introduced us, I contacted her, and we got to know each other, started talking, and then I looked at her Facebook page, and it was a lot of stuff that was like hating men.
Oh no!
Uh-oh, this is not going to be good.
Did that deter you at all, or when you saw her, were you just instantly attracted, or?
Well, it was the conversation because I told her aunt I didn't think I had a chance in the world with her. You know, I've never been in a distance relationship like that. So I didn't think there was a chance of it being successful.
So, Dexter, how long did you guys chat before you decided, hey, I think this is going somewhere. Maybe I want to head over to the Philippines.
It was probably about 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months, okay. And
we were.
And when you went over there, that was your very first time going to the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
So you talked for 4 or 5 months, and then you headed out there. And how long did you stay on your first trip?
The first trip I was there for like 2 weeks, and each time I went like 2.5 weeks, and then I knew after the first time that this was something that, hey, I really believe that could go the distance, because she's just she was very unique in the sense that, you know, I like how old fashioned she is, and it's a lot different than
Yeah.
American women. You know, American women are not trying to knock American women too much, but they this empowerment of women and stuff. You really
Yeah.
feel like you're in competition. You know, it's like, who's going to be the man?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the one? You know.
Who's the one wearing the pants in the family? Yeah, I get it.
I was married years ago. I was wearing a dress for sure.
Yeah, I feel you. I I also went through the same thing. I think a lot of Western guys do. And but it's interesting that you never really thought about the Philippines. You were just kind of introduced through her uncle, and
Right.
so that's an interesting way to meet. And probably one of the best ways, to be honest, is an introduction sometimes. So
Yeah.
so
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
how many times did you actually go to the Philippines before you got
It was
married?
before we got married. I was there at least 4 times.
4 times. So you visited, you met up with her about 4 times, and then you just proposed to her in the Philippines, or?
Well, I wanted to propose in front
Mhm.
of her and her parents and get her parents' permission. And her mother was, Maria has a video where her mother was jumping up and down. She gave me a hug and welcomed me to the, and she said, yes, yes, we approve. And her dad gave me a big hug. So it was very nice. She has a remarkable family, a wonderful, wonderful
Yeah,
people. I love.
that's great. And so when did you get married? Did you get, I'm assuming you got married in the Philippines.
Yes, sir. We got married in Manila. Her
Hmm.
family took care of all the arrangements and everything else. And
Hmm.
I was there. I had to be there for like a month. So I had to
Hmm.
take a month sabbatical from Clemson so I could
Okay.
actually go, because we had to, I think it took a whole week or maybe 2 weeks for the marriage counseling that we had to
Hmm.
go to. And also it took that long to get the paperwork and everything else.
Yeah.
And so by the time we got all the paperwork, you know, I had showing that I was divorced and had to bring all that paperwork with me, and
Yeah.
uh, had to show so much stuff. And then we had to go to so many different offices
Hmm.
just to, you know, for them to verify this. They had to go to the American Embassy, and they had to sign off on some paperwork and so forth. And so that my divorce was actually legal, you
Sure.
know. And then we had to go back to some other agency within the Manila government in order for us to
Hmm.
get more paperwork. And it took us like a week to get the marriage license. So that's why I was there for like a whole, yeah, I was there exactly for a whole month.
Right. So it took a lot of paperwork. It's
It's a
not
lot
just
of,
a, yeah. And I think the Philippines is a bit slow, and a bit, they kind of make you jump through some more hoops than I think the West a little bit.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So you guys got married. Is how long have you been married now?
It's July the 2nd of this year. It's been 2 years exactly.
It's been 2 years. Okay. Now, what is the plan for you guys? You guys are planning on her coming over here to the U.S., or are you eventually planning to go over there and retire?
Well, I do want to bring her to the United States.
Hmm.
I already got paperwork with USCIS, and it's gone through Colorado, Texas, New York, and now the paperwork's in Chicago. So I'm hoping that means that we're on the last leg
Yeah.
of this process. What held it up was when we didn't know, and it's something that maybe
Yeah.
your audience might want to know. My wife wouldn't have a baby,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Oh boy!" So I'm going to pray on that, you know. And so
Yeah.
I went back to the States, and then when I came back, you know, we talked about it a lot, and I said, "Yeah, well, you know, this is what you want, okay?"
Hmm.
You know, because days of having babies were over with because I have 4 girls, and so, two who are grown now, 23 and 21, and then 17 and 14. So
Right.
I thought, you know, through. But, you know, I said, okay. So I came back like 4 months later. And of course, she got pregnant. You know, I'm fertile
Hmm.
Myrtle, it seems like. And Zion was born on June the 29th, a year ago.
Hmm.
And so he's his first birthday this year. And that held up the paperwork, though. That's what I was saying. So what happened was turning that paperwork showing that, hey, I'm a father, and here's his birth certificate, which took some months. The Philippines don't do like that in America, where you can get your birth certificate right away.
Right.
They, before you even leave 3 days from American hospital, you already have a birth certificate. Where in the Philippines, it's 6 months. And I said, well, sweetheart, my lawyer said that, or our lawyer, because my wife interviewed with a lawyer before I hired her, who's watching our case, it's going to postpone, the movement of paperwork, and they're going to put it off the back burner until the rest of the paperwork is in. Now they know that we have a child.
Right.
And so that's a process that mess things up if you have a kid in the middle of applying for a spousal visa.
Wow. So that it's a blessing on one side, but it also threw a wrench into the whole thing, slowing everything down too. Okay. And so when she comes over there, do you think you will just stay there for permanently, or do you think at some point you guys would like to live in the Philippines, or?
Well, I definitely want to. My girls are dying. They cannot wait to get to the Philippines. They love Maria. They chat remote on iMessage, or I should say, and they really looking forward to going to see the Philippines and stuff. I've tried a couple of times because of school conflicts and stuff. I wasn't able to bring him with me, but I wanted her to at least be here for 5 years. I think the last couple I saw on your show, they were going back to the Philippines, and she had just got her visa, American citizenship, and I think he up to her daughter, I think, if I'm correct. And so now I'm going back to the Philippines, and so I will be able to retire soon. So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at going to the Philippines, because I have my military, the VA benefits and stuff I got. So she's already covered VA. And she's also covered already at where I work at Clemson, because I took files of paperwork and everything else. And so once we've been here for like 5 years or so, I'm gonna keep a house here. But so we can stay 6 months here, and then I'm gonna build a small house there in the Philippines, so we can stay in the Philippines. So we can stay 6 months, each year, going back and forth.
Yeah, I think that's a great plan, and also it's great that you're going to get her citizenship, and that way she can collect on Social Security and all of that. Yeah,
definitely. You want to be able to take advantage of all that stuff, because you're it.
Well, it sounds like you guys are doing great, and you guys got a kid now, and of course, when are you thinking that? Do you kind of have a time frame when you think she'll be able to get over to the U.S.? Is it coming up soon, you think?
My attorney, or our attorney, I should say, she believes it's like the next 2, 3, maybe 4 months she could be here. It may be even sooner, because they're not going to require her to have to be in person for interview.
Yeah.
So they'll call her and talk to her on the phone from the embassy in Manila.
Okay.
And if they need any paperwork, my attorney will fax or send all that stuff over, or she has to send a paralegal to fly over and take. And of course, all that comes out of pocket.
Yeah, for sure.
Get her here, and that's the most important thing, is to get her here. And we're into another house within the next. We move in on August the 2nd, actually. So, because we have a bigger room, so my 2 daughters and my son will have their own room. My wife and I, of course, will have our own room. So we're happy about that.
Yeah.
We're trying to get everything set up, and so this room here is packed a lot. I'm not even we can move out and get ready to. We're still going to stay here in South Carolina.
Sure.
But we're really looking forward to getting her here.
Yeah, I think South Carolina is a nice place. Good weather and nice place to be. Yeah.
People here, wonderful. I love South Carolina. I have never been any states. I have never been in a state like South Carolina. When they speak about Southern hospitality, it is exactly what they say. The best people bar none on the planet.
Yep. I've only been to South Carolina once, but my hospitality was not great because that's where I did my basic training for the Army. So I remember getting yelled at a lot.
I did. I did my basic training here. Yes.
Fort Jackson, yeah. Or,
Right.
yeah. But well, I would love to do a follow-up interview when she's back in the States because unfortunately there's a lot of roosters and a little bit of a lag on her end. So
Right. I was worried about that.
it always happens in the Philippines. The internet is just never so great. Of course, I'm in the Philippines and I have good internet, so I got lucky, I guess. So
Yes. Most certainly.
but well, I'm sure you can't wait for her to get there and your son and everything. That's going to be amazing, I'm sure. So
Yes, sir. And I'm so happy when I saw you and your girlfriend. I was worried about you. I'm like, man, I hope he finds that girl. You know.
yeah, we're good. We've been together 6 months now. So going towards a year.
Excellent. Excellent.
So great things. But thank you so much, Dexter. I really appreciate you being on the show. And Maria, and I'm sorry I had to mute you, but the background was low. But we'll do a follow-up when she gets there, and I would love to hear a little bit from her and what her experience is and how she likes it. And I'm sure it's going to be a big culture shock,
Yes. Yes, it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. I appreciate it again. Thank you, guys.